Go to the box office results of the weekend now. So obviously the Little Mermaid came out. And so it's Memorial Day in USA tomorrow. So we have the estimates for the 4-day weekend and the 3-day weekend. I'll read them both out. So the Little Mermaid came in at number 1 with 95.5 million for the 3-day weekend, 117.5 for the 4-day weekend. Fast X came in number 2 with 23 million for the 3-day weekend, 28.7 for the 4-day weekend. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 came at 3rd for 20 million for the 3-day and 25.3 million for the 4-day. At 4th, we got Super Mario Bros. Movie. They got 6.3 for the 3-day weekend and 8.3 million for the 4-day weekend. And then The Machine at number 5 for 4.9 million for 3 days and 5.8 million for the 4 days. Any thoughts about these results?
I work backwards in terms of 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
I still think it's a really fantastic result. You know, if it ends up making that 23 over 4 days, even 19 on its own for 3 days, that's actually really good for its third weekend, fourth weekend.
It's fourth weekend.
That's actually really good.
Yeah, it's 25 million for the 4-day.
Yeah, that's actually really fantastic for it. Fast X, huge drop for its second.
Yeah.
Like fucking stupidly massive considering it made like 60 something.
Yeah, I think it was 67, 68.
67. Boom, dying franchise right there. Vin Diesel, don't even think about doing spin-offs.
We'll get to that soon.
We will get to that soon, but yeah. Yeah, it's just showing that I think people are a bit over the extravagancy of Fast and Furious franchise. I think they just want it to go back to its roots, which is street racing. I see comments everywhere online, like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Don't say Facebook like that.
And Instagram, you know, just saying like how far it's come from what it actually was. I mean, Fast and Furious 5, 6, 7, that's fine because you could consider it as like a mini series. But I think with just each installment is just trying to top each other, and I think it's just getting a bit too ridiculous for car enthusiasts, which is what this film is. Yeah, I'm actually really surprised that Need for Speed hasn't continued theirs.
The movies,
the
Aaron Paul one.
Yeah, the Aaron.
Is that good? I never saw it. I didn't hear good things about it.
I don't think it was good, but I was like, you know, it's just like, oh yeah.
Well, we got Gran Turismo coming out, so perhaps that could get the people back in.
Could. Yeah, but I expect Guardians to overtake Fast 6 next week in the box office.
Yeah.
And as for the Little Mermaid, I was not expecting that at all.
You're expecting lower or higher?
Lower. I was expecting around about the 60s, you know. This opening weekend, it beat both Guardians and Fast and Furious, which is like box office, you know, sort of stability. It just goes to show that nostalgia rules. And, you know, it is, I'm not going to say fantastic, but it's actually a pretty decent film, you know, that is somewhat faithful to the original from what we discussed in our review.
Yeah.
So clearly the shows, and it's getting positive reactions as well. So hopefully we see a less of a drop come next week because, you know, second week always matters more than first.
Yeah. Well, I'll be on the contrary to you with this because I was not surprised. I'm very... I'm no longer surprised by the success of Disney live action remakes. I think when it was like Beauty and the Beast opened to like 174 million 3-day weekend, I was just mind blown by that.
Wait, sorry, 100 and what?
74 or something like that.
Fuck.
It was over 170 million for the 3-day weekend. I was like, that's nuts. And got over 500 million total, and obviously made over $1 billion by the end of it. So these things don't really surprise me. I think I was expecting pretty much basically in line with this. The Little Mermaid, it got an A cinema score. So, you know, I think we can expect pretty good drops with this. I think around the 50 to 55% next week. Just because the target audience for it, you know, obviously young girls and, you know, the female demographic, there's not many movies that support that demographic specifically over the coming weeks, you know, Spider-Man, Transformers, Flash. I guess Elemental may take something away, but Yeah, I think Little Mermaid is primed for a good long domestic run. The interesting side of it is that it got around like 180 million worldwide. So you're talking like 60.
Oh, it only get 180 million
Worldwide, yeah. So
that's pretty bad.
You're looking at like 60 million. It's bombing overseas.
That's really bad.
Yeah. You're talking about like the America doubling it, which is crazy. And that massively hinders its performance. If these numbers are something that go by, I know that China was doing, it's like an all-time low for like Hollywood. Maybe not the lowest, but definitely around that area.
Are there still on COVID restrictions over there? Can't remember.
I know
when we went on a trip to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
It was restricted.
Yeah, it was definitely restricted. I don't know the restrictions now, but I think there is still some impacts from COVID with China. And I know Hollywood's not doing well. It's just this whole political thing between China and US relationship, whatever. We won't get into that. But yeah, man, bombing overseas incredibly. This might, limit it to 700 million tops.
Damn, I thought you were going to say something like, because I was about to ask, what's the worldwide? And I was expecting something like, I don't know, something stupid like 400 to 500 million. I'm like, oh shit.
No. This isn't going to hit $1 billion straight up.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty clear from this weekend. But it's doing well in the US, and we'll see if it can warrant a sequel.
Yeah.
I don't think it can.
Well, Little Mermaid 2 is pretty shit, because I do remember that movie.
Oh, yeah, they do have a Little Mermaid too. Yeah.
But I was going to say that you were very close in your long range. You guessed 86 million.
Yeah.
On the weekend.
Yeah. So not too far off. I think the good word of mouth is spread throughout later on in the weekend. As for Fast X, like it's just Fast X, and everything to what you illustrated before. The audience, they're not there to rewatch it. They're not there to spread the word of mouth to watch it. I think I won't say anything about the spin-offs now, because we are going to go into that a little bit later on in the show. But yeah, it got 23 million for the 3-day, and Guardians got 20 in its 3-day. So it's 3 million difference, and it's been out for twice as long.
Yeah.
Which says everything you need to know. It's made 500 million worldwide.
That's good.
It's good. And I think it can get to about, it'll be between 650 and 750 total gross. It's not good on a 340 million budget, but the worldwide is just gross of it's helping it stay alive.
Yeah.
Something Little Mermaid doesn't have, but yeah.
And Diesel, there ain't gonna be a trilogy, mate.
Yes, exactly. I think we can confirm now that there won't be a trilogy, just because this movie will lose a ton of money. Guardians though, 20 million. 25 million. It's just holding. I think it dropped 38.7% if my memory is correct. May have to go back to the data on that one, but yeah, under 40% for this drop is just insane. It's holding on very well. It will pass Guardians 1 now. I wasn't too sure on the opening weekend, so we'll have to see if it can cross the second one. I still don't think it can, just because Spider-Verse, Transformers, and Flash all consecutive weeks. All taken away, potential like people going to that movie. But still, I think it's successful. It's crossed 700 million worldwide. I think it can get to 850. It might be able to squeeze that out, and I think that's a good run. If it gets to 800, I think Marvel should be very happy, and they should have done something to keep going. But he's clearly going to DC. Not going to cover Mario because I've covered it like 7 weeks in a row.
Still really good that it's making 8 million.
It's out on digital as well, so I don't know why. Like,
it's a beast.
It's a beast, yeah.